Action figures are great!
Welcome to the newest edition of TNInews with your host, JC. Hey, all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and welcome to a Wednesday edition of TNInews. Now, I apologize that I didn't get a video up on Monday. It was kind of a rough weekend for me. I ended up throwing out my back, and it wasn't even like lifting something heavy. I just bent over to throw out a kitty litter bag as I was changing the cat box, and my back went out. So I spent most of the weekend laying in bed, and then Monday I was moving around a little bit, but just didn't really feel up to doing a news video. So I figured I'd just wait until today. There wasn't a ton of news on Monday anyway, so I just figured I'd wait until today. But we do have quite a bit of news to go over today, so hit that like button and let's just jump right into it. And let's start off with some news on the Marvel front. So we got a new Marvel Legend reveal this weekend, and then don't forget that we're going to be getting a new pre-order tomorrow, the Target exclusive Warbird figure, part of the Marvel 85th anniversary line. So again, that is going up for pre-order tomorrow, which is Thursday, and it's supposed to go up at 9 a.m. Eastern time, so in the morning. And I don't know if it'll sell out as quickly as the Carnage figure did, but you know, just to be sure, you might want to make sure that you're online around that time. Now, again, being Target, you never know. Sometimes they can run early, they can run late. But again, it's supposed to go up tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time, and the cost of that one is $24.99. But then, as I said, yesterday we got a brand new reveal. Now, I was originally thinking Dan Young had teased this the day before, and I was thinking maybe it was going to be our first look at the Marvel Legends Deadpool and Wolverine figures. I figured if that were the case, it would have just been Wolverine and Deadpool. We've already seen some other companies revealing their products for the movie, at least, again, Deadpool and Wolverine. So we've seen the Funko Pops. Past weekend, we got a new statue of Wolverine and Deadpool. So companies are starting to show their products for this movie. And so I'm assuming Hasbro will end up showing something fairly soon. But it wasn't this week that they did it. What they ended up revealing this week was another one of their Marvel Comics 85th anniversary figures. This time a new Venom figure, which is going to be released as a Walmart exclusive, and this one is going to come on a Spider-Man retro cardback. And according to Dan Young, this figure is same proportions as the Omega Red body with a modified inverted torso like the 85th anniversary Astonishing Wolverine. So it is a new torso, no holes on the back of the figure. I guess the legs and the arms were previously used, but again, new torso for Venom, Omega Red sized, so looks pretty good. Has two different head sculpts, has the head sculpt with the tongue sticking out, and then has a more normal looking head sculpt. And you also get an extra pair of hands with the figure, and the figure is going to cost $24.99. Now, as I said, this is going to be released as a Walmart exclusive, but we don't know exactly when it's going to go up for pre-order. My guess is that it will go up during the next Walmart Collector Con, the spring edition or summer edition, whatever you want to call it, which likely will take place either, I'm guessing, they haven't given a date yet, but usually either late June or July. That's when these things take place, around San Diego Comic-Con time. So that is my guess on when this will be made available for pre-order, again, on Walmart's website, and then I assume these will be offered at physical stores as well at some point. Okay, now let's jump into some Star Wars news. So just an update on May 3rd's live stream reveals, in particular that Phantom Menace 3-pack with the Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So for the Black Series. So when I talked about this on Friday, it was said this was going, or they didn't really say it at all, but they made it seem like this was just going to be a general or fan channel release, available at places like Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth. That was not the case. Late that night, Hasbro came out and said this was going to be a GameStop exclusive. So that's where that one is available, which by now I'm guessing you probably already know. It is still available on GameStop's website if you want to add that one to your collection, and the cost of that one is $74.99. Well, that's the retail. I believe actually GameStop has it a little bit cheaper. I believe they have it listed at $69.99. And then for Revenge of the Six, May 6th, Amazon actually put up some additional unannounced exclusives. So for Black Series, we got a Jedi Survivor 3-pack. So this features a battle droid, a super battle droid, and a Magna Guard. So with different paint decals on it based on the game. So that one's going to cost you $69.99. Now, last time I checked, that was still available for pre-order on the website, and it's supposed to be released on November 1st. And then not really new, but being offered again is the Amazon exclusive Black Series Emperor Palpatine with Throne. So that was originally released back in 2019. Again, it was an Amazon exclusive. It is going to cost you, if you want to add it now, it's going to cost you about $45. Again, as I'm filming this, it is still available on the Amazon website. And again, it's supposed to be released on November 1st. To you Transformer fans, I just wanted to let you know that those missing Link, Bumblebee, and Cliffjumper figures, these are G1 style figures with some added articulation and accessories, have gone up for pre-order on the Amazon Japan website. And I do believe even if you're here in the United States, you can purchase these from the Amazon Japan website. The costs are $39.54 each, so they do have a hefty price tag, and then you would have to pay for shipping. Shipping is supposed to begin on November 30th. I don't know if these will actually be offered here in the United States. I've heard some rumblings that these might be offered through the Hasbro Pulse website, but I can't say that for sure. But like I said, these two figures are available now on the Amazon Japan website. Last week, I told you about a new Kickstarter from Toad Frogs, the Dr. Malgram's body bag Kickstarter figures. So I just want to update you on that. And I do want to note that these folks are sponsors on TNI for this Kickstarter. But the Kickstarter has reached its minimum funding goal. It reached that very quickly, which was only $10,000. And now it's currently sitting at over $35,000 with over 290 backers. Now, you still have about 22 days left before this Kickstarter ends. Now, as far as stretch goals go, the first one has already been unzipped, as they say. You know, get it, body bag and zipping, but which is a bag of heads. And then the next item, which will be another figure assortment, a 5th figure assortment, will be revealed if they reach $50,000 in funding. So, and again, they're over 35 now, so I think there's a pretty good chance it will reach that. But with the initial offering, there are 4 assortments, and then you can mix and match the parts. When you put the figures together, they stand about 6 inches tall. So again, I talked about these previously, so just wanted to update you that the minimum funding goal on this campaign has been reached. The first stretch goal has been unzipped, and now they're on their way to the second one with about 22 days left to go. And I will put a link to that Kickstarter down in the video description if you want to get more details on it. NECA Toys, for their Monster Mayhem, has re-released their Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake accessory set. This is being released through the NECA store, so you can pre-order it now, and pre-orders will close on May 27th. Again, this is something they offered before. It's essentially a re-release, and if you decide you want to get it, it's supposed to ship out in October of this year. NECA also released these images, these official images, for their Samurai Adventure Usagi Jumbo figure, which will be offered through the Target Holothon event. This has already been showing up in stores for weeks, this figure, but likely will be going up this coming Friday for the final online Target Holothon reveal, set of reveals. So again, the figures we'll get word exactly what the figures going up this Friday around 3 in the morning, Friday morning, and then the pre-orders will open up on the Target website at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So again, I feel pretty confident that this Samurai Usagi Jumbo Samurai figure will be one of those figures going up. And again, this will be the final week for the Target Holothon event. Mondo has revealed another 1/6 scale Masters of the Universe item. This is a vehicle. It is a Skysled. So you can pre-order on the Mondo website now. The cost of it is $395. So, pretty expensive. But again, it is a vehicle for 12-inch figures. The pre-order will stay open on the Mondo website until May 17th. And the sled is going to have attachable laser blast for the cannons, attachable flame for the exhaust, removable left side dragon panels, a He-Man exclusive Skysled portrait, so with his hair kind of blowing in the wind, and then also a Prince Adam exclusive Skysled portrait as well. Again, essentially with his hair kind of blowing back in the wind as he's riding on the Skysled. So as I say, this is available for pre-order now on the Mondo store website. For you amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech fans, we've got this new image from Kaiyodo of their upcoming Ninja Gaiden Ryu figure. So we'd seen some images of this previously. This should be going up for pre-order pretty soon. I don't know exactly when, but pretty soon. So we'll be getting more details and images for this figure in the fairly near future. And of course, when we do, I'll be sure to update you guys here. Valaverse has revealed their 100th Action Force figure with the Bone Collector. So this is our first look at this figure. Now, if you're attending the Shop Curiosity show that they're attending on May 18th, they will have this figure on display, but it will not actually be available for purchase. The first time this will be available for purchase is at the DFW G.I. Joe and Action Figure show in June that they also will be attending. And they say there's going to be a bloody variant of this figure that will be randomly packed. There's 100 of the bloody variants, again, essentially a chase type figure. So as I say, their 100th Action Force figure will be the Bone Collector. Congratulations to Valaverse for reaching 100 figures. All right, now let's get into some G.I. Joe classified news. So I want to update on a story I talked about last week. Last week I told you how there had been an interview with the G.I. Joe brand team with the guys at Toy Kinda Mood, and during that live stream, the Hasbro brand team had teased another Cobra Commander figure was coming beyond the Once a Man figure that they announced at WonderCon, which likely is going to be just the retro Cobra Commander, the classic Cobra Commander on retro cardback, essentially the same figure offered with the HasLab His Tank, only with a regular Cobra symbol. I'm pretty sure that's probably the Cobra Commander figure that they were referring to. And then they also said we were getting a new Lieutenant Falcon figure that was going to be offered in a 2-pack. They didn't say what the other figure was going to be in that 2-pack. Probably going to be some type of Night Force figure. The original Night Force 2-pack with Lieutenant Falcon had Sneak Peek. Whether the Sneak Peek is who they include with this new 2-pack is unknown. But again, they are going to be giving us another Lieutenant Falcon, which the best thing about that is, for those of you who hated the head sculpt on the original regular Lieutenant Falcon, hopefully this new one will be improved, and then you could just take that head sculpt, take the beret, the different colored beret off, and put the classic beret on and stick it on the regular figure if you so choose. I'm guessing that Hasbro will make that doable, assuming they do in fact give us an updated head sculpt, but being they know that people didn't like that original head sculpt, I feel pretty confident we will see something better in the 2-pack. But another thing that is a possible tease, the guys at A Toy Kinda Mood think it is, I'm not really sure, but in the interview, Lenny was seemingly holding up a real original O-ring Snake Eyes version 4 that was released in 91 with the kind of outfit with the blue highlights and everything to it. So again, the guys at A Toy Kinda Mood kind of figured that Lenny was trying to tease it. I'm not sure if he was teasing something or just fiddling with something on his desk. That being said, whether he was deliberately teasing or not, it seems pretty logical to me that we will see that version of Snake Eyes released in the classified line at some point. So if not this year, then probably next year. But again, whether they were actually teasing it or not, I don't know. But as I say, it's pretty logical to say that we will at some point see that figure. Now, this that you're seeing on the screen now is a custom done by Slice Customs, and I'll put a link to their Instagram in the video description below. So this is not an actual G.I. Joe classified figure, but this definitely looks pretty cool. So I think if the classified looks anything like this, this will probably be something that most people will want to pick up. And then Laser Pants from 3PA found this image of what appears to be unpainted prototype heads. Somebody from the factory probably slipped this out of the Nemesis Enforcer figure that Hasbro has told us is coming, from the original G.I. Joe animated movie, the guy with the wings and everything. So again, a look at the head sculpts that I guess will be included with that figure, which I'm sure will be some type of deluxe figure when it gets officially announced and released. And then for those of you who are fans of the Super 7 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ultimate figures, I've got some news for you. So this comes via Veeb's latest interview with Brian Flynn over on the Robo Don't Know channel. He does an interview almost monthly with Brian Flynn. And so we got a confirmation that the 2003 base Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ultimate figures will now be going up for pre-order sometime in mid-June. I believe originally they were supposed to go up this month, but they got delayed. So now it's going to be next month. And then he also confirmed that the figures will have double jointed elbows. So this will be the first time they've given us double jointed elbows in their Ultimate figures. Now, I should note here a couple of things. So first of all, I've seen mixed reactions about the turtle figures having having double jointed elbows. I see some people somewhat excited. I see other people not so much. They feel like maybe they're not going to fit so well with the other Ultimates that Super 7 has done. In the interview, Brian said something along the lines that they decided to give these figures double jointed elbows because kids who grew up, during the time when the original turtle figures came out back in 2003, they essentially expect their figures to have double jointed elbows. I'm not sure why he didn't think that people who grew up in the 80s would also expect to have double jointed elbows. And the fact that the original 2003 Turtles didn't even have double jointed elbows. So I'm not sure why kids who were growing up and bought those figures would really want double jointed elbows, other than, it just gives your figure more movement. But I don't know. Definitely seemed like kind of a harebrained reason. But the news here really, regardless of why we're getting them, is more that we are getting them. Now, this brings up questions. Will this increase the cost of the figures any? Will the quality be good? Double jointed elbows can be great unless they snap off when you try and bend the elbow. So what's the quality going to be? Will they fit in with the other figures, or will the elbows look really off compared to other Super 7 figures? So I'm sure that those of you who've been collecting all these turtle figures, that's something that you're going to want to know. But we're probably not really going to know that at least until next month. We'll get some more answers next month when we actually see the images and stuff. As far as quality and goes, we're probably not going to know that until they actually get released. But again, double jointed elbows are coming. Now, one thing I want to note, because I talked about this, when Veebs did his interview last month, this came up about this guy who had, we don't know who he is. We don't know what his connection with Brian Flynn or Super 7 is, but he had put out this message on Reddit saying, basically saying that Brian Flynn no longer had decision-making power within his own company. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, last month in the Veebs interview, Brian Flynn denied those rumors. But one of the things the guy called out when he made that original post was that that we would start seeing double-jointed elbows with the turtle figures. That doesn't mean... What that says to me is the guy who made the Reddit post, which again, using a false name on a random message board, it's hard to give much credibility to that. But obviously he had some inside track info on Super 7 stuff, but that could be anything. He could know somebody at the factory that, is making these figures, would have that kind of knowledge. He could be a former employee, or he could be a current employee of Super 7. I don't know. But it does give him some, additional credibility that he had some type of inside track. My thing about Brian Flynn and whether he's making decisions at the company or not, really to me is very irrelevant. I believe I said when I talked about this last time that if you've got a company that's going to dump tons and tons of money into your company, you're probably going to be giving up some control of your company for them to do that. That's just business. You take on all that money in hopes that you can grow your company. But again, somebody's not going to dump in that much. I don't have the number off the top of my head, but it was a lot of money that they were investing into Super 7. So you don't do that unless you're, going to have some say in what goes on at the company. So it's not really shocking to me that if Brian Flynn, in fact, has lost some say, is basically having to collaborate somewhat with other people now within the company. But has he lost total control? Has he been totally outed? Doesn't seem so. He's still speaking for Super 7. He, still doing those interviews with Veebs. I'm sure he's still making plenty of money from Super 7. So, whether he's lost some control or even if he's lost total control, as far as you, the consumer, I don't think there's a lot of relevancy there. But, some people want to make something out of that, and they're welcome to do so. But to me, I just don't see it as a big deal. All right, so let's move on to our next bit of news, which comes on the McFarlane toy front. And this weekend, we got another figure reveal, this time the DC Rebirth Robin figure. So they had shown this off at WonderCon, but it didn't go up for pre-order with the other figures that they had showed with it. It is going up separately by itself. It's going up this week on May the 10th. It will be available at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. Amazon should have it as well. And it should be going up around 12 p.m. Eastern time. And they also revealed this new DC Direct Batman statue. So this is going to be going up for pre-order tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time at all the same places. So this is based on Dan Mora's artwork. It's a 1/6 scale statue. And like I say, this is going up for pre-order tomorrow. We got an exclusive DC Multiverse sketch figure that went up for pre-order yesterday. This is an Entertainment Earth exclusive. It's still available on the Entertainment Earth website. It is based on the Batman Hush figure. The cost of this one is $29.99. And again, this is being offered as an Entertainment Earth exclusive. Then going up for pre-order today was that next wave of 66 Batman figures. So I talked about these last week. We got the previews for these last week. They are now available for pre-order again at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Amazon. The figures in this wave include the Space Batman with the wings, the villain Bookworm, Alfred for the first time. I definitely got pre-ordered Bookworm and Alfred. Also, a comic book based Nightwing. Dick Grayson was never Nightwing in the original TV series, but the comic based on the TV series, he did become Nightwing. So that kind of classic Nightwing. And then, as I told you on Monday, in the original listings we had seen for this wave, there was a wax Robin figure, and I didn't really know what that was, and I'm still not really sure what it is. But it is, in fact, being included in this wave. It went up for pre-order today, even though they didn't show it in their original preview images. So it looks like he's got a lot of chalk dust, or maybe he and Adam West partied with the women backstage, and the blow got a little out of hand. I don't know. He comes with the broom. So again, it's listed as Wax Robin. I don't remember this from the show or anything, but if you wanted a chalk-covered, dusted Robin, then this is one that you might want to check out. So again, this entire wave has gone up for pre-order. And then on top of that, we also got another Amazon exclusive, a Jokerized 66 Batman Batmobile. So in Joker colors, and it does come with a Joker figure with the mask and cape. So this is $49.99. However, as I'm filming this sold out very quickly this afternoon on Amazon. It went up today, but as I'm filming this, it is already currently sold out. I'm sure Amazon will probably get more in at a later time. But like I said, for right now, it is currently sold out. And then finally for McFarlane, don't forget on this coming Friday, May 10th, that Nightfall DC Multiverse 2-pack of Batman vs. Bane will be going up for pre-order, again at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I do expect this will sell out probably everywhere pretty quickly. So if you want to get this one, I'd probably try and be online around 12 p.m. Again, this will be available at our sponsors, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Amazon should have it. McFarlane Store should have it. GameStop will probably put it up at some point. So, but again, like I say, these type of Batman figures the Nightfall stuff seems to sell pretty quickly. And we've been seeing a lot of the McFarlane stuff sell out quickly. So I do highly anticipate that this will not last the day once it goes up on Friday. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. Feel free to leave your thoughts on everything I talked about down in the comments section below. Like this video if you're so inclined. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. As always, guys, stay safe out there, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also, hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great,